This is a Bitcoin and crypto update. Based on the Bitcoin astrology, we have a full moon coming up here very soon. None of this is financial or investment advice. I'm Jack, I'm an engineer gone crypto astrologer. On this channel, I combine technical analysis with astrology. Beware of the spam bots in the comments below. Don't fall for those. So the major question first is, did Trump and Elon Musk dump the markets? The drama that was going on between them. We see the conversations that were happening on X, which used to be Twitter. Trump said they could save money on their budget by terminating Elon's governmental subsidies. Elon said, time to drop the really big bomb. Trump is in the files, the e-files there. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that on YouTube. This is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT. Mark this for the future. The truth will come out. And then he says, the Trump tariffs will cause a recession in the second half of this year. Now, interesting thing, I mean, crazy wild. Now, you know, either this is just for show, this is theater, and they have their own motives behind this drama that maybe they've even planned behind the scenes, or this is real, or there's a real drama happening between them two. You can make your own decisions on that with your intuition. The Trump tariffs causing a recession second half of this year. So the interesting thing is Elon Musk, for those OGs who were there back in 2022, he called a recession coming up in 2022. And I'm going to refer to Michael Pizzino, who's been posting about this. He said, do you know how I know there won't be a recession in the second half of 2025? Because Elon said that there will be. Who remembers Elon's previous warning about the state of the market in June 2022? I remember that very well. A recession is inevitable, said Elon Musk at the time, at some point. As to whether there is a recession in the near term, that is more likely than not. So in 2022, that's what he said on Twitter. And we did not get a recession, arguably. That was arguably one of the best times to buy back into the market. If we go back to 2022, that was way back here. Let's see what the price was. Bitcoin was June. Bitcoin was at 30,000. All right. Now Bitcoin's at 105,000. So that was actually a great buying opportunity. So we have to be very, very careful what Elon Musk says is certainly about economics. He's certainly not an expert at that. He's an expert at many other things, but it's definitely not calling the recession. Okay, let's get back to the slides here. Let's take a look at my previous predictions video just as an overview, so you guys can see kind of my resume, see if I'm on point or not. So let's take a look at what I was saying in the previous video and see if this panned out. One thing that's really interesting is we've gotten, check this out, we've gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks up in a row, and we're heading possibly for an 8th. Or is the 8th week going to be a week down? Because if we look historically, we haven't gotten 7 weeks in a row up since October of last year. October 2 years ago. And if we look at that, back in 2023, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks up. And I think that's the record. We certainly don't get that in a bear market. Even in the 2021 bull run, I don't think we got 8 weeks in a row up. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the second half of 2021. After COVID, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like we're at right now. And then, man, we didn't even get that on the major bull run. Starting 2021, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we got some more corrections. So it would actually be good to see some healthy correction, as that's been totally normal for Bitcoin in bull markets. And I mean, especially looking at arguably the greatest run in history here. I mean, the 2017 bull run, Bitcoin got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so it did get 8. So it is possible, but it did. So take a look at that in 2017. We got 8 weeks up, but then the market stalled out for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, arguably 5 weeks, and then we got a big green bar up. So that's what I mentioned there. Let's take a look at the next clip I wanted to share with y'all right here. And then these are my predictions in the June forecast video. So that was a couple of videos ago. Been waiting for the Bitcoin predictions. Bitcoin could have a small or big correction in June, as you saw with the astrology. We did have a lot of volatility, which means we could absolutely get a correction or two. Okay, so that's what I was saying. I said we could have a big or small correction. All right, so let's see what we've gotten so far. So far, we have gotten a correction. Okay, so if we go on the daily chart, June started right here. June started, and then we got this correction. Okay, we corrected from 106 down to 100,000. And another thing to note is, did Elon Musk and Trump cause this dump? Well, that's arguable. And there's always that argument is it the events that are causing the markets to dump or pump, or do we just look at the charts and we can see in the charts? Well, arguably, I saw it. Oh, there's me and my baby right there. Arguably, I saw it in the charts because I saw it in the astrology and the technical analysis, as I showed. We had gotten already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks up. And I was telling you guys about that. That was more likely we were going to get a dump in the next week or two. We're getting that dump already. And I also told you guys about the astrology. And the astrology was looking very volatile this month in June. And you can take a look at my June update video. Just go to my channel and watch that again. So arguably, I prefer to keep my eyes on the chart and just look at what the charts are telling us. And on this channel, we also look at what the astrology is telling us to give us an extra edge on the markets in this volatile market. And so it doesn't matter whether Trump or Elon caused it. We saw it in the charts. All right, so we saw it here first. So from here, it is tricky to predict where we are going from here. But certainly what we could be doing is I certainly wouldn't be surprised if we have a lot more volatility. So it's really tough to say. June is quite unpredictable, but we could be seeing something like this. I don't know. We could head back down in the 90,000s. I'm definitely not going to predict that or guarantee that, but it certainly could happen. I wouldn't be surprised if we did. Then I would definitely be buying that opportunity. But I see a lot of just potentially a lot more volatility. On the positive note, if we zoom out and we look at this yellow line, as you can see, Bitcoin's been following this yellow line quite closely. We peaked out, in December, January, and that's when this yellow line, this is the global liquidity index here, and it's offset, I believe, 98 days. Now, it's not exactly accurate, but it follows it fairly closely. The interesting thing is we've gotten a correction here. Global liquidity line arguably continues to go up. Now, it's tough to say whether we are like right here or if we're a little bit off here and perhaps it's more like, well, it could even be like right here or something. So it's not crystal clear accuracy, but it's pretty close because ever since we bottomed out down here, over here, we have been on an uptrend, and that's what this global liquidity line is showing as well. Whatever little dumps we get, like we're getting a dump right now, I think those are good buying opportunities because as long as we're continuing following the global liquidity, it is continuing a major, major uptrend, and that could soon even spill into the altcoins, arguably. All right, so that's very, very, very positive news there. I also like to stay updated on the Bitcoin dominance chart. If we go to the weekly scale, we have arguably paused out a little bit here. Let's take off the yellow line there. We're stalling out a little bit with the Bitcoin dominance, which means that the altcoins might have some catch up to play here. And if we look at the RSI, You can see we have this trend line up here where we've hit it 1, 2, 3 times, which could possibly signal that, I mean, maybe we go up a little bit more, or maybe we could be having a big altcoin run here at some point in the next month or two. And yeah, so that could be extremely exciting for altcoin holders. And then if we look at stochastic RSI to see where the momentum is going, we're kind of in this limbo stage where, you know, is it going to go up a little bit more? But I mean, it's already dumped down to 36. So, you know, this looks similar to kind of what we had back here with the stochastic RSI in November of 2023. That was a long time ago. For those of you who are in the market back then, let me know in the comments below. But I was definitely in the market, and altcoins were going crazy. Solana was getting a mega pump. You know, we got this little pump up to show that, oh, maybe Bitcoin's almost going to go back up, but it just fell right back down again. So if that repeats, we're seeing kind of a similar pattern where things are stalling out a bit. Bitcoin's showing some strength, but it could be peaking out. And if that's the case, we could have another nice, very nice altcoin run. So that's what I'm leaning towards. Not guaranteed. But like I said, could happen in the next few weeks. Could even start this month of June. That's what I'm leaning towards. So I have been buying up some more. I've been nibbling, I say, because I'm not going all in, but I have been buying more SUI, and I might nibble on a little bit more XRP because that's looking good. Because in the case we get an altcoin run, that'll be very good. And let's look at the liquidations, the 24-hour volume. The volume's very low. It's only 129 billion there, which is a lot lower than we want to see. And there's a little bit more longs, people placing more longs right now than shorts. So people are starting to feel more bullish, but it's a little bit overweighted on the long position. So we could actually have a little bit more downside in the short term. Because typically when it gets overweighted with the longs, then the market makers dump the market, arguably, to liquidate those longs. So we could, if we go to the Bitcoin chart, you know, we could be heading down a little bit more here in the short term. Perhaps in the next couple days, or maybe the next day, we could, I don't know where we could end up, maybe head down a little bit. I don't know exactly where. And if we go to the daily exchange volume, this is unfortunate for the bulls. It's continuing to head down. So now the daily exchange volume is down at 36 billion, which is lower than this recent peak that we had at the end of April, whereas at 45 billion, we're well below that now. So we have not made a higher low, which is what I was wanting to see, which could mean it's an okay time for further accumulation. But it's certainly any major pumps we have so far may not be sustainable. And we're starting to see that with Bitcoin showing some weakness now, Bitcoin heading down. Not sure how much further altcoins are going to go down, but they certainly could go a bit more down. But man, I'm not going to make any predictions. It's really, really tricky because at the same time we had the global liquidity line just going up and up and up. So we have the global liquidity showing really bullish possible liquidity coming into the markets. But we also have those other signs with the daily exchange volume going down. So we're still not seeing exact confluence where things just look like up only, which we like to see, which we saw back in the 2021 bull run where everything was just going up and up and up for months. We're not seeing that yet, but it could be around the corner. So we'll see. I'm not going to give you guys a 100% accurate, prediction today, just because things are volatile. Now let's take a look at the June Bitcoin astrology. Just an overview. I cover this further in my June Bitcoin astrology update video. June 4th, we had Mars opposing Bitcoin Neptune, and June 5th, we had Venus squaring the Bitcoin Jupiter. And you see those red little signs there. That means that that's more bearish, and we did get a dump on those days. Then heading into this full moon, June 11th, we have this full moon. It's squaring the Bitcoin, Uranus, and Saturn. So let me show you guys that. We go to the chart. Bitcoin's the circle in the middle, and then the planets, where the planets are in the sky on this full moon, is on the outside here. So you see the full moon is right here. Full moon will be in Sagittarius at 20 degrees. And if you look at the Bitcoin chart, we have Uranus at 19 degrees. So 19 degrees, that's an almost exact square. Because if Uranus was at 20 degrees, it would be an exact square, but it's only 1 degree off. So almost an exact square to this full moon. Uranus can bring volatility, it can bring unexpected swings, either up or down. But then the next day, the moon will, well, let's go back in. Actually, the sun will hit 21 degrees, and that's going to be squaring the Bitcoin Saturn, which can bring contractions. It's not like a huge concern, so we could see a little bit of a contraction around this June 11th full moon, and then the June 12th, the next day, where the sun squares the Bitcoin Saturn. It's definitely a little bit bearish, and about 50-50. We could, for full moons, it can mark a market low, a local market low, relatively, give or take a week, and then a pump afterwards. So there is a chance we could get a local low and then a pump afterwards, but still fairly tricky. Let's take a look at the chart. So if we got that scenario, especially with the low daily exchange volume, maybe we could head down again heading into the full moon. I really don't know how low. Maybe we go to 102. Maybe we go to 96. If we did go to 96, I would be buying that hard. I would possibly go all in. Just because that's what I've been expecting. I've been expecting a correction in June before we possibly head up. And especially with the global liquidity looking really good, thinking any weakness could be a great buy opportunity. That's just what I'm thinking, but not financial advice. You got to make your own decisions with your own money. The only issue is June 16th, we have Jupiter opposing the Bitcoin Pluto. That marked a market low, give or take a few weeks, in 2013. So that's another possible bearish astrological aspect on June 16th. Now, we also have Saturn squaring Jupiter after this full moon, which there's a chance it could be on the bullish side, meaning price could go up a little bit more. And the only reason I say that is this is the third and final square. We had Saturn squaring Jupiter a couple times last year, and this is the third and final time. And both Saturn and Jupiter recently entered new signs. So on the 25th, Saturn ingressed into Aries. And then I think on the 10th, Jupiter ingresses into Gemini. So it's going to happen right before this full moon. And typically when a planet switches into a new sign in Western astrology, it can really activate the themes of that planet, the energetic themes. So some of the themes of the Saturn square Jupiter on the third and final pass is stop waiting for someone else to initiate your dreams. You are the one to move things forward. So this is has a lot to do with Aries. So Saturn and Neptune have recently moved into Aries, and Aries is all about the self, really, and initiating as yourself as the authority instead of waiting for someone else to do it. All right. So me in my life, I'm actually really getting in alignment with the vision that I've had for a very long time. And I've kind of thought that someone else would do it because it's such a big vision. It's a vision of eco-villages around the world. And now I'm taking responsibility for that as a leader in that vision. And I'm putting together systems and structures and models for sustainable eco-villages around the world. All right. So I'm stepping into that What are you stepping into? And let me know in the comments what you think about that. Themes around this energy is also initiation of new life structures, releasing old authority structures. So releasing old authority structures where you kind of give your own authority away to someone else and you think someone else is going to do something for you. This is time for you to initiate your goals and your dreams and take responsibility for that. And make it exciting too, because it doesn't have to be all serious. So soul aligned wealth versus pressure to conform. All right. So it's all about bringing in the wealth for the vision that you have for the future. So it's not a time to conform and just follow what other people do. Foundations for long-term security. All right. So that's always good. Using crypto wealth for your maybe the security of yourself and your family, your loved ones. Are you embodying this new vision or clinging to the old way? All right. This is really a major new chapter to step into your new vision of what you want to create. All right. And let go of the past. All right. This is not a time to want to go back to how things were. We're moving forward. The energy of the astrology this year is all about moving forward. It's all about major endings and beginnings. It's time to move forward. This is not a time to look back. Those who try to cling and look back to the past are just going to have a harder and harder, more difficult time. So again, I'm just going to repeat it again. Stop waiting for someone else to initiate your dreams. You are the one to accomplish it. All right, so back to the astrology. Mars is still in Leo. It's going to go into Virgo in a couple weeks. So that's actually exciting because when Mars is in Leo, Bitcoin does pretty well. But then if you look at the blue bar here, bluish greenish with Virgo, Bitcoin has done very well when Mars is in Virgo. So that's actually really exciting for July, which has me leaning on the bullish side for July. Subscribe if you haven't already to receive critical crypto and astrology updates. Smash that subscribe button. And for those who are interested in the Crypto Astro Mastermind, I do have a private group. We meet every month on a Zoom call. And you get to ask me all your questions about Bitcoin astrology, your favorite altcoins, and the astrology for specific altcoins. We have 3 spots available for June. And after you sign up, you will receive instantly in your email box these amazing bonuses, including the Bitcoin astrology for 2025, which is an hour-long presentation that I made going through month by month the Bitcoin astrology, which can really give you an edge on the crypto markets. And you'll also get a written month by month Bitcoin astrology report for 2025, which is amazing. And you'll also receive the bonus training, the Crypto Astrology 101, which is a training I recorded last year, diving into all of the things that I've applied to start this channel and to create this movement of crypto astrology. So how you can really understand the basics of that to improve your investing strategy. Also, you'll get real-time alerts. You'll get into the private Telegram group where I share alerts on when I'm buying or when I'm selling. All right, so that can obviously be quite valuable. On the checkout page, make sure to use the coupon code TOTHEMOON and you'll get its epic discount. All right, like and share this video with a friend or family member and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.